Michael Blutrich Scores is a high-end strip club with a low-down problem. There are no rats in the kitchen, but plenty in the back office.
Anybody want like a cognac or something?
How deeply did the mob infiltrate Scores?
Well, it was sort of like once I let the fox in the door, it was hard to keep track.
But Mob Task Force federal prosecutor Art Leach says an unrelated $500 million scheme put Michael Blutrich in even deeper trouble.
Michael was accused of putting together a shady financial deal to purchase an insurance company in Florida.
Yes, he in fact did that. But then it cascaded out of control, and millions of dollars of assets were removed from the company.
Blutrich's in hot water and deep, but the feds offer Blutrich a parachute.
When the government came along and said, there is one path for you in your life to redemption, I took it.
Here's the path. If Blutrich wants to save his skin, he'll have to go undercover at his own club and roll secret tape on the Gambinos, one of the most notorious crime families in history.
You wore a wire.
I wore a wire over the course of a year, and I taped 110 conversations.
110 conversations.
Yes.
With mobsters.
Yes.
It's risky.
If they had found the body wire on him, they would have killed him in his place.
He would have been killed.
Right there.
Had he been outed.
No question.
The time is approximately 7:12 p.m. The purpose of this recording is to capture conversations of Michael Blutrich and Michael Sergio.
In 1,000 hours of secret surveillance, Blutrich sweats bullets. Here in the back office of Scores, catching mobsters taking payoffs. And just listen as this known associate of the Gambino family brags about a brutal beatdown.
I beat him so bad. Bangs. In his head, everything was blood everywhere.
We had films of them coming in and taking their weekly draws, the mafia. We had conversations taped where murder conspiracies were developed. We had every crime you could think of, from money laundering to assault to all of it captured on film.
Blutrich knows any misstep, without a doubt, would get him whacked.
How tense was that?
I think I suffered a psychotic break during it. I really do.
The low-key lawyer should be worried. Mob enforcer Steven Sergio, whom you can clearly see in the surveillance video, says the wise guys are starting to get wiser.
I tried to warn them all. They went right ahead and walked right into the trap. All everybody had to do was keep their mouth shut.
But they don't, and Blutrich goes on to catch one more bombshell bit of family business, a tale of extortion that goes all the way to the top.
They're after John Gotti. They're after Junior Gotti. That's the marquee name on top of the indictment.
And Michael Blutrich got the whole scheme on tape.
They extorted, initially they went after $200,000 from the owners of Scores. It was eventually reduced to $100,000, and that extortion was paid.
It was from one hand to another hand to another hand to Junior.
John Gotti Jr., essentially.
$100,000. One-time payoff.
This single recording cooks the Gambino's goose, putting wise guy after wise guy behind bars, including mob boss John Gotti Jr.
You helped bring down several key members of
Yes.
the Gambino crime family.
And other families, yeah.
A lot of mobsters.
A lot of mobsters.
If you did not have Michael Blutrich, all of those prosecutions would not have happened. You know, it's one thing to be able to prosecute low-level mafia people, associates, and perhaps a soldier or two, but this case went into the highest reaches of the Gambino crime family.
So Blutrich putting himself in Gotti's crosshairs should get him off the hook with the Florida State's Attorney's Office, right? Nope.
We got zero consideration for the New York cooperation. We wound up with good time serving 13 plus years.
Did the government back out on its promise?
100%.
Even so, Blutrich says prison time didn't keep him from making good on the Florida scheme.
I have spent 17 years now cooperating to recover that money. One of the proudest things I can say is that everybody got their money back, and I got the people who paid them all their money back.
Michael Blutrich may have paid his debts in Florida, but what about his New York friends? ones who might to this day be carrying a grudge. He lives in fear of that every day.
Is your life in danger today, as we sit here?
I'm defenseless. I mean, I'm not a tough guy. I mean, if somebody wants to come after me, they'll get me.
And he's hiding in plain sight. Blutrich is no longer in the witness protection program. He says he's already forfeited 13 years in prison. He's not going to forfeit the rest of his life being scared. The former strip club king also just wrote a new book called Scores, where he reveals even more about his rise and fall here in New York City.